Most people are living with a sickness time bomb and they don't even know it. Today, I'm going to show you how you can defuse that bomb before it explodes into chronic sickness and make 2025 the year you become truly invincible. And you definitely want to watch until the end, as I'll share a 3-step process you can implement today that will boost your health and vitality. Back in the day, I had constant energy crashes, 24/7 anxiety, and was heavily dependent on coffee and stimulants. At first, I thought it was nothing major. I thought I was perfectly healthy, and almost everyone in my life had similar issues, so to me, everything was normal. But I got scared when my symptoms started to slowly get worse over time. Those normal symptoms were early warning signs. It's just like how a check engine light comes on before your car breaks down. My body was sending signals that if I didn't address the problem, the situation would get worse. Think about it. Do you need coffee just to feel normal? Do you ever notice how your energy crashes around 2 to 3 p.m. no matter what you do? Do you wake up tired despite sleeping a full 8 hours? And do you have unexplained symptoms that come and go? Most people brush this off, and I did too. But here's the truth. Just because something is common, it doesn't mean it's normal. Culturally, we're told in our 30s and our 40s, it's normal to feel run down most of the time. Movies, the mainstream media, and often people around us say it's just a part of life. We expect the aches, the sluggishness, and the poor digestion, and we don't question it. Believe it or not, there are people out there in their 60s and 70s running marathons and living vibrant lives, and it's not just their genetics. It's about how they take care of themselves and they don't settle for those normal levels of low energy or discomfort. So at first I ran to my nearest specialist to do standard blood work and hair tests, and guess what? Nothing showed up. They told me there's no problem, all the numbers look within range, maybe take a couple of days off, try sleep some more. But I still had persistent symptoms and no solution to the problem. This was when I realized they couldn't help me and I had to figure out another way. Listen, these types of symptoms aren't random. They're connected by something that affects all of us, yet almost nobody talks about it. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you why feeling fine might be masking deeper issues and discuss a simple framework to assess your true health. Let me break down the types of conditions you might be dealing with and what's really happening inside your body, and most importantly, why it's happening in the first place. Firstly, if you experience anxiety and brain fog that comes and goes, it's a sign that your body isn't functioning and is imbalanced. I used to feel overwhelmed by anxiety out of nowhere, and I couldn't focus because of a constant foggy head. And trying to push through work and focus on anything important felt impossible, as my mind was always clouded and I couldn't think clearly. If you resonate with that scenario, it's likely because your body is full of inflammation from foods you currently can't handle and a backlog of toxins clogging up your system. Next up, you may experience energy crashes. It's easy to blame that big lunch or that tough day at work, but in reality, it's more than that. It's your body telling you it lacks energy and has underlying imbalances. Toxins and blood sugar dysregulation will kill your energy, causing you to burn out. And unless you cleanse yourself of unwanted toxins, those crashes tend to only get worse as you age. And finally, if you can't function each day without sugar, coffee, and another stimulant, and you struggle without them, that's also something that won't just get better over time. I get it. Who doesn't love a cup of coffee in the morning, right? But here's the catch. If you can't function without it, you're essentially robbing Peter to pay Paul, stealing energy from your future self just to get through the day. And it's not even real energy. It's a temporary mask for your fatigue. Sooner or later, the exhaustion will come knocking and demanding payback. So here's the biggest thing I discovered. After going down the rabbit hole of holistic health to fix my issues, it's a concept called the toxic bucket theory. Imagine your body as a bucket. Every day, it collects stress from work, it collects environmental toxins from the air, the water, the foods, along with the heavy metals in your deodorant and personal care products. It's also the overexposure to EMFs from all of your smart devices you're surrounded by. And when your bucket is half full, you feel okay. But once it overflows, that's when those random symptoms start to appear. Here's what makes this urgent. In the last 50 years, we've introduced over 80,000 chemicals into our environment. They are in our food containers, cooking pans, drinking water, and personal care products. They are literally in everything. So eventually, even if you feel okay right now, your bucket will eventually overflow, and it'll be much harder and take way longer to get back to good health once the overflow occurs. Picture this. Think of an unwell fish in a fish tank. If the tank water was dirty, would you medicate the fish or would you clean the water? Most modern health approaches generally focus on medication and supplementing the fish. But what if we could clean the tank instead? This is where root cause detoxification comes in. It's not about harsh cleanses or juice fasts. It's about removing daily toxin exposure and cleaning out the toxic backlog trapped inside of you. It also focuses on supporting your body's natural self-healing mechanism and preventing new toxin accumulation in the long run. The problem is, most people wait until their bucket overflows, ignoring the subtle signs like morning fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues, and those unpredictable mood swings. One of the trickiest parts about health is not always seeing ourselves slowly getting worse over time. Trust me, it's so easy to have these blind spots. It's like the analogy of a frog slowly being boiled in water. At first, the temperature change is so gradual, the frog doesn't notice the danger until it's too late. Maybe you feel rough after that sunny holiday where you partied a little bit too hard, or you noticed it's been a couple of weeks or months of generally feeling sluggish. We tend not to notice that the good days aren't as common as they once were. This decline can sneak up on us until the day comes when we unknowingly accept that feeling crap is just normal. As a society, we've normalized this decline, dismissing it as just aging or telling ourselves it's just another rough patch. But over time, the lows creep lower and even our highs no longer reach the heights they once did. Health is never standing still. It's always in motion. We're either paving the way to a stronger, healthier future, or we're sliding back into the grip of poor health. And unfortunately, because we're so overexposed to toxins in our environment, along with the stress of everyday life, it takes constant awareness to avoid that decline. So what can you do? The answer is to be ahead of the curve and build a solid foundation. For me, that is focusing on root cause detoxification. It's about getting to the root cause of why we are sick today, reducing the body burden of toxicity before your bucket overflows. So I want to get you started with 3 rapid fire tips to help you kickstart building that rock solid foundation. Tip number 1, prioritize gut health. Our guts are the cornerstone of good health, and a damaged gut makes healing extremely challenging. Start by cutting out inflammatory foods like processed grains, seed oils, and refined sugars. Replace them with gut healing essentials like nutrient-rich bone broth and fermented veggies to restore and strengthen your microbiome. Tip 2, take a binder every day. Binders are substances that bind to toxins in your guts and help flush them out through your digestive system. Start by incorporating high-quality binders such as activated charcoal, bentonite clay, or takasumi into your daily routine. And finally, tip 3, reduce your daily toxin exposure. Toxins in our environment are literally everywhere. In your food, water, home, even in the air you breathe. Start by avoiding plastic containers for food storage and switch to glass or stainless steel instead. Next, upgrade your cookware. Non-stick pans often contain heavy metals and forever chemicals. Opt for cast iron or ceramic alternatives. And finally, purifying your drinking water removes contaminants like heavy metals, chlorine, and microplastics. Implementing these simple starter tips within our detox program was how business owner Kai went from constant mediocre energy to feeling amazing throughout the day and getting 10x more work done. He said to me, "You wouldn't believe how much more you can tick off your to-do list when your brain fog has lifted." Here's the bottom line. Healthy isn't about settling for how most people feel today. You don't have to accept feeling just okay. True health is waking up energized, being able to think crystal clear, and living life to the fullest like when you were younger. I hope this was helpful and showed you a different perspective on whether you're truly as healthy as you think you are, or whether you should start taking some measures to promote your health and longevity. If you're starting to wonder if your health isn't quite where you thought it was, and you're curious about how Root Cause Detox could help, send me a DM with the word detox on Instagram. We can pick up the conversation and I'll give you some direction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.